Brett Kavanaugh won't be good for black folks. To be frank, we should be alarmed. First, let's talk about a case Kavanaugh oversaw involving a black man named Brian Hundley. In 2002, Brian Hundley was in his car when a DC police officer tapped on his window. The 41-year-old was asked to get out of the car, and you can guess what happened next. Hundley got out, and the officer thought he was reaching for a gun. Hundley was shot and killed. Brian Hundley's family filed a lawsuit for wrongful death, and a jury awarded them $242,000 of damages, but this was a fraction of what the family asked for, so they filed an appeal. During the appeal, Kavanaugh and two other judges on the DC Court of Appeals decided to reverse the family's cash award, toss out the jury's entire verdict, and send the family back to the lower court to go through a whole nother trial. Kavanaugh wrote the opinion. It was Hundley's intervening intentional misconduct that caused Officer Gaines's intervening shooting, which in turn caused the death of Hundley. The court also said that police might be liable for excessive force and assault and battery. Under Brett Kavanaugh, the rights of people who are arrested could get a little murky. Let's say a person's arrested and police coerce them into a confession or illegally find incriminating evidence. The exclusionary rule says this stuff can't be used in a court of law. But Kavanaugh ain't trying to hear that. In a 2008 case, the judge wrote that a police officer who stopped a man without probable cause, fully unzipped his jacket, and searched for evidence did not violate the Fourth Amendment. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? This type of ideology could very well extend the power of the police, which definitely impacts people of color in the US. I mean, it's pretty well known that black folks are overrepresented in our prison system. In 2016, black adults were a third of the prison population, but were only 12% of the US population. The system is snatching black kids up too. Data from 2015 show that black kids were 5 times as likely as white kids to be detained or committed to youth facilities. But we could change all that with our vote, right? Oh wait, this is America, woo! Somehow, we're still talking about racist voter laws. In 2011, good old South Carolina created a voter ID law, and in the following year, the law was upheld by a federal court in Washington. And you guessed it, Kavanaugh was among the judges presiding over the case. And he wrote the opinion saying that the law was not discriminatory. Now that's some BS. Studies have found that voter ID laws especially prevent poor black folks from casting their votes. And P.S., studies also say voter impersonation is extremely rare. This voter ID thing smells like discrimination to me. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was created to prevent the foolishness that has historically been used as a tool to prevent black people from voting. Come on, America, this ain't the Jim Crow South. Let's face it, Kavanaugh's white male privilege gets in the way of his views on race. In a 1999 interview, Kavanaugh said he was looking forward to the inevitable day when the Supreme Court says we are all one race in the eyes of the government. Kavanaugh didn't come through for black folks after Hurricane Katrina either. Here's how it went down. After Katrina devastated New Orleans, the government offered grants for rebuilding. Homes in black neighborhoods had lower values because, you know, segregation. So black homeowners were offered less money and sued the city, saying this violated anti-discriminatory laws. They initially lost and appealed the case. Kavanaugh and 2 other judges presided over the appeal and pretty much upheld that black people needed less money. They also said that the grant caps hurt wealthy white people too. Even during Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing, Senator Cory Booker said he would put his career on the line to share 4 confidential emails Kavanaugh wrote about racial profiling. In one of them, he wrote, "The desire to remedy societal discrimination is not a compelling interest." Booker thinks the American people deserve to know what's up.
That's why this system is rigged. I mean, literally, the email was entitled "Racial Profiling." Somehow was designated as something that the public couldn't see.
Brett Kavanaugh is up for a lifetime appointment on the Supreme Court. Lifetime. So at 53, dude's got a good 2-3 decades left to live. We're talking the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, the legal dandada. Dude's got a good 2-3 decades left to live. If those beers don't catch up to me.